Alright peeps, welcome to the finale of One Version. A land that began with one humble Davey Jr. all by his bill, laying out his plan in his one old inventor hut here. A plan that has mostly come to fruition. I say mostly because, well, these aren't bloody built yet, and we do not have the all-important swimming pool up in the top here. We have all of our protective banners up, but nowhere for our beavers to go and swim. But instead of dealing with that, I'm gonna delete all of these hour hangs, all of these platforms, and just for shits and gigs, this bonus bloody hour hang. And then I'm gonna clean all of the rubble up so we don't get anything back off these. 7 planks? Nah, mate, not for me. I chose convenience. No, beaver, twat the plank! Oi, ye dodgy little beaver! I see you twalking the plank. So who are you, Mr. Beaver Brian Hauler? Well, I can't get too upset, can I, with that bloody hair? Well, let's quickly follow this kid out of this mad little area where I thought they were gunning for an exercise, but they're not. They were chucking a U-turn and dive in the tube and gun wherever they wish to gun. Maybe they just want to sit and watch the big old reservoir fill up a bit. Oh, and in between episodes, I finally got round to colour coding every single one of our automation counters here, which essentially means like the coffee beans, which are red, the treated planks, which are all piney and sappy, they're all sappy and pine coloured. The sappy pine, which is not quite treated into planks yet, is more of a green. I'm sure you get what I'm on about. But if you don't, you see how the mangrove's nice and yellow then. You might be like, well, MiGly like, I thought the mangroves were green. But I would say the mangrove leaves may be green. But the mangrove fruits, which I hope we have some to look at, are most certainly yellow there. I've done that over here too, but most of the items are wooden and therefore are just a different shade of brown. Although our chalky milk's looking nice and tasty there, a little. But anywho, back to our swimming pool. We need to get rid of that big old dodgy bridge and replace it with a shorter bridge. And look, we may have to plop a bloody platform on here. It's just one of them. We will be getting this rooftop terrace back up and connected. But anywho, enough waffling. Let's delete this path here so I can actually get this swimming pool placed on. And why not, let's get all of this nonsense deleted too. So naturally, that is our maximum priority job, beavers, and if you wouldn't mind, just real casually... Oh, press the wrong button! Bye-bye, beavers! Once we complete this 90 degrees, let's come back and see that it's probably all bloody in. We've got a couple of hammer blows to make on the old pool. Well, that's probably going to be done shortly after I place this path down. Because our beavers definitely mess about, unlike the cupcake, who's messed about with this water level and made it too bloody low. Just too low, though. But I got a helpful comment in the last episode regarding the fact that this needs to be under a block, otherwise it's gonna bloody flood. But if it's over a block, then we get some beavers able to swim in the pool, so... Devon, I reckon we just gone 115 and hope we don't create loads and loads of beaver zombies. And since we're looking chock-a-block on metal blocks and getting up there on treated planks, I reckon it could be a fun time to unpause this one Earth repopulator here and just see how quickly our beavers decimate the storage here. Now this looks like a fair dinkum angle because you get the beavers banging everywhere on the bottom right and you get to see the warehouses on the left empty out real quick. I will say, like, I absolutely adore all of those beavers and all of their fancy queen tails bloody banging away on the wall. Things have gotten dry. Do we pause the speedy up bit or YOLO it? I mean, it is the finale, so I'm voting for bloody YOLO it. Let's at least get a tide change warning before we drop horse. And here's the tide change warning. We've got 3 days until the drought kicks in. Which we, should be enough time with our fancy new water sources. Why, We're almost getting our one big old depthy lit up. We'll be getting our one long reservoir depthy lit up, and then we'll be doing a big old cascade with all of these fully loaded bloody fireworks here. But first, I've got to go ahead and pause this before we end up completing it accidentally. Get out of there, beavers. But how are we doing with our warehousing? Ooh, still a bit bloody up there, like. Beavers, you could have shifted some more metal blocks out. I was trying to free up some warehouse space. Maybe we unpause this one and let the beavers start smashing loads of resources into here. Oh, it's going to be... Look at all of the beavers flying through the tubeways! Oh, look at them bloody gun. You know what? Let's get in and amongst this absolute craziness that's going on here. Oh, imagine just parking your ass on this bench. It would be a bit loud, but other than that, it would be a grand old time. Do we have any beavers in there with bloody tail paintings? Oh, it's bloody a big Brian there. Look at that. Whooshing in the wind. Anyone else with a tail painting? We got any bloody Rogers knocking about? Oh, is that a Roger I saw? I swear I saw blonde heat. There it is. We've got Roger flapping about at eye level here. Now, do we have any Johns? Any Johns knocking about, helping bang this big old wonder in? I haven't seen a big old Freddy yet, but I would imagine Freddy would be up here like just belting out to the tunes, keeping all our beaver banger builders motivated. I mean, would you just look at the motivation? I pressed speed 5 by accident. Well, lagging into night time. Now, we'll see our bloody metal reserves are doing alright, like. There's still nigh on chock-a-block over here, and over here. And should I do something about this? Is this something I should be concerned about? 2.3 days was the lowest I saw. Let's have a click about here. See if I can get anything lower than 2.3 days. This is looking scary here. How are we going on our long reservoir? Ooh, we're nearly full. We're nearly bloody full and we still got a day remaining. Oh, do we flood up here though? We do flood up here, but it's not flooding the pool. I would love to see a beaver come up here and have a swim, like. Not gonna lie to you when it's all up like this. Although it does mean they'd have to be very careful around the edges because they could still get swept out and down. And you definitely want to get caught up in the cascade. Oh, speaking of cascade, let's go up the speed 490 the cascade's inbound! Oh, exciting times, peeps! Here we go, the cascade is about to occur. It's beginning to flood, the sensors off, and we've got the fireworks. I'm pausing because I want to see which ones I like the most. And I think immediately it's these. Why wouldn't I want a big blue stream whenever the bloody big blue stream's occurring? Although, I am seeing that the firework launchers do not launch when they're underwater, which, you know, fair dinkum, that makes sense, beavers. So this is requiring a bit of a redesign, and everything has to be comet blue. But for now, let's get down to the beaver perspective and enjoy the bloody cascade. Throttling valve. You should be open. Yes, you're open. Oh, this is gonna fill up real quick. So, peeps, this, just exclude this part for now. But this is how our one river is intended to be filled during a temperate season. The only time I want the reservoirs feeding our one river is during a big old drought or bad tide. Hang about, how are we getting flooding up here? Although it is nice to see the cupcake propaganda getting a bit of gun on there. But, yeah, now for real, how are we flooding up here? These are closed, they should be closed, they are closed. Where is all of this water here coming from? It would seem like we've got some water on top of the badwater aqueduct. Where are ye coming from? Oh, are you spilling over here? It's spilling over here onto the badwater aqueduct and down into our fireworks warehouse. Aye, there it goes. I suppose it's a happy accident that we blew a hole in the side when we needed to bury our big firework hut. Oh, and apparently I was wanting to delete all of these here. Oh, that's right. We gotta uncover. Oh, set off another firework, which none of them are going off. because they're all flooded, of course. Oh, but we seem to have chilled out over here. Maybe we just need to bring this down a touch. Maybe down to a 3 point. Oh, but I do like this level, though. Yeah, we're just going to have to deal with the flooding. Oh, look at the cascade! The cascade's doing its thing! As well as, for the first time in a long time, our bloody throttling valve doing here. It's keeping the water flowing through the river. It's topping up the hole thanks to this little throttling valve hour here that's open during a temperate season. Because, of course, there's no water coming from this direction during a temperate season. Although, if push comes to shove, we can sort that. Yeah, now while our beavers are busy banging out there, we need to be busy elevating these firework shooters. And the only thing I can say is I'm happy I get all of me fireworks back off it. Alright, I've got me firework launcher, Comet Blue, 0 degrees on the heading, but the pitch is 21% to get it out cascading now with the cascade. And then the flight distance is maximum. We want maximum blue comets. So let's get this duplicated and plopped in all of these brand new elevator platforms. And I've decided instead of deleting the double platforms and replacing them with triples, I'm just going to plop platforms on top of the existing platforms. And there's a very good reason for that other than laziness. We still need to have access from the spiral staircase to the bloody fireworks over here. And I'm plopping braziers underneath. So the braziers will burn while the cascade's not cascading. And then the cascade will extinguish the braziers ready for the cascade. Oh, look, secondary cascade. Hello, bonus flooding wows cascade. Nice to see you. To see you nice. And look what I saw. We got a former beaver swimming in the pool. Fully protected. Thanks to our big old bloody banners that I thought you could stand on, but apparently you can't stand on. This is a proper busy little area, this, isn't it? The beavers love a good swim up here. They probably enjoy the hectic current like I would if I was a beaver. I absolutely would. And that does bring me very nicely on to what I love about this one version here. We've got no hate, no fight, just excitation all through the night. It's a celebration of Davey Jr. But as the sun rises, it is that time once again where we pause the Earth repopulator, we see the cascade, and get a big old 19-day drought, which I'm definitely not complaining about. And once that cascade decides to stop cascading over there, this laddie will close and we'll stop pushing water out of our one river here. That's not too bad. We haven't got a big old top-up job from our big old valve that takes over during bad tides and droughts. Oh, this is flawless. I love the fact it's working. And I also love the fact it's the finale before it actually gets working. But yeah, this is what I was talking about like 5 or 10 episodes ago when I started to blow out the long old reservoir. You can see the good water coming around where the bad water is, but not a mixing. We kind of somewhat made a dent in our metal reserves here. We made a massive dent in our bloody treated plank reserves, but our temporary bonus planker has kept our plank reserves nice and topped up. Now I am quite tempted to delete this smelter right here and replace it with another wood workshop. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Duplicate you in there. Maximum priority speed for beavers. Make sure you bang that wood workshop in, because all of these buildings here, including the all-important coffee brewery, are gonna need power. Oh yeah, we got the last beaver banger builders in it in Boonu, the wood workshopper. Treating all of those planks. And I'm also saying that we have 0 bloody scrap metal. Well, that's alright. I think we still have enough beavers dedicated to the mines. Especially when we got 3 bloody builders huts paused. That's uncalled for, that like MiGly. Get your beaver builders in there. Back to the fireworks for a sec. The way we're gonna access this top layer is, of course, doesn't actually work because with the bloody bridges you can't go sideways. Well, in that case, the way we're going to access all of this is by not having platforms on these particular blocks here and replacing them with our hangs. And there we have it. We'll have full access for the next season where we cascade like Beaver's business. Oh, look at all the pretty colours! That's what I was on about. Like that, we got red for badwater, we got a slightly lighter red for the bloody TNT, we got the green for the catalyst. Oh, I'm loving this, like. It's just a little something on the map, you know? Little bit of colour knocking about. Not that you can see these ones with how bloody deep our reservoir is. All pretty colours, but not for you to see. Not until we drain our reservoirs. I mean, would you just look at how glorious our big old reservoir is. And it's big old coffee reserves that we've got knocking about here. I wonder if we have any chalky milk left or if it's all coffee. It was over here, wasn't it, the chalky milk? Oh no, I believe it's all coffee now. Don't mind me, I'm just climbing the propaganda, hoping to get a mad vantage point of the beavers banging in all of this nonsense here. And this isn't quite the vantage point, is it? I can't really see it all. So back to climbing the well-lit propaganda it is. Damn! This tube wheel looks bloody cool, doesn't it, with the roofs on either side? You could just imagine it's a tad moist when it rains here, but you could imagine the zoom noises that are made with all of these reflective surfaces when the beavers fly past. But anyway, I'm hoping that this, is a fair dinkum spot to have a bit of a bloody speedy up bit of the beavers banging in the bloody fireworks. And now we can actually commence said speedy up bit of the beavers banging in all of the firework launcher access. Oh, and you can see the beavers having a bit of an exercise on top of the Hoomans estates there. What a glorious little place to be, eh? And is that it all in? Are we just doing here, banging in braziers, or have you already banged them all in? Bloomin' heck, beavers. Very nicely done. Well, apart from here, but we can't really see over here, so fair enough. Very nicely done. Yeah, I reckon I like those bloody braziers. Keeping the firework all hot and dry, ready for the cascade automation, which isn't actually automated just yet. And with a quick paste of the settings for all of these, we should all be automated here, which we are. That is fan-bloody-tabulous. And yeah, now, beavers, you had your chance to pick up the fireworks. I'm not gonna let them sit and disintegrate all our lovely cascade, you know? Well, since our beavers banged that in like now tomorrow, I reckon I might let them loose on a bit more of these bloody all-three populators here. Oh, and look at the beavers piling in. They're gonna be all over this thing. Ideally getting some of those bloody metal block suits. That's the main thing I want, is to empty some of those bloody warehouses. But while we're doing that, I want to start designing this wee area over here. As well as a bit of this area, because I've had myself an idea. All revolves around these bloody tree lines here. I want to have benches all the way along said tree lines. I think this will be a super cool place to just hang out as a beaver, you know? Just knocking about doing the back here. And what are ye beavers doing? What on earth is going on doing here? Are you banging in these benches already? Well, I would have to say yes, the beavers are banging these benches in already. Now we've got our benches snugged up against the trees. We'll do 3 here where this bit warehouse is. However, we can't do it on here without whipping out some platforms, because that is where the bloody tree line is, isn't it? So let's get ourselves a couple of benches knocking about, a little something like that. And then of course we're going to have some sort of path connecting those in. And then underneath those bloody platforms there, I think it would be a cracking idea to get some braziers up, so it's nice and warm for our beavers sitting on those benches. Now as for the rest of this area, naturally we're going to be getting some cupcake propaganda up here, followed by some more cupcake propaganda up here. But that still leaves us with some precious space some space that we need to fill with a bit of shrubbery. And I reckon that's the perfect little entryway into this bit here. Now we are doing the same thing on the other side, however, we're still yet to honour a certain someone. And that certain someone, it's the one, the only, Davey bloody Jr. Now what do you think of me Junior Memorial here? Of course it's not finished! We still need to whack in loads and 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 loads of braziers. I knew that my heart rate's returned to normal after all of those loads. What do you reckon? I reckon it's Cuddy-Coot. Well, hopefully it's Cuddy-Coot when it's all built and you've got the junior bloody busts surrounded by the fire of the braziers, backed by the cupcake propaganda. There's no quite like it. Now I am going to have to be mildly clever here when it comes to the priorities. Let's just make sure that our beavers can access things. So why don't I have myself a speed 4 getting all of this in and catch you back when it's done. Although while I'm waiting for the beavers to finish that, we may find it fun to have ourselves a super fast zoomed in speed up bit of the beavers diving into this big old all-3 populator. Hey, the speedy up bit's kinda interesting actually. It looks like the beavers dump heaps of resources in, then the beaver builders start banging. There's actually some canny bloody fair dinkum smile changes occurring on this wonder, yeah. Therefore I may be tempted to take the speedy up bit all the way to the change of tides. I want to see all the wee details that occur when we're this far zoomed in. Boom, and there's just more and more beavers banging away in here every single day, and I thought I heard it. It's a bloody change of tide. Look at the bit of water we had still in there. The long reservoir still had our block in there. That means our one river here will be topped up via the cascade that shoots out all the fireworks within cycle 56. And our beavers got the monument to Davey Jr. in. Look at that big junior there. Now, it's not meant to be the most obvious thing in the world. Davey Jr. was a subtle beaver, starting on his own to make this whole bloody settlement here. Again, not that you can see from this side, because we're all propaganda'd up. But look at it. It's wonderful. And do we still have the beavers banging away in here? Aye, we do. There's absolutely heaps. Oh, Brian, watch out! You didn't want to get your hair caught under one of those bloody hammer blows. Oh, this is a heck-ass little place, this, like. I thought I had enough builders' huts, but when all 4 of these are unpaused, I might bloody not. But most importantly, we have finally emptied some of these bloody metal warehouses. Not all of them, just some of them. And I'm going to let these beavers crack on building this bad lad right here, because we're almost out of bloody treated planks stored up, which means the beavers will have no choice but to pile in loads and loads of metal blocks and finally empty these large bloody piles. You know what could be fun? A series of speedy up bits of filling the reservoirs. So of course our first speedy up bit is gonna be the big old reservoir, followed by the long reservoir, and then just in the nick of time, as our one river dries up, we will have the cascade. Ho ho! Well, I definitely came out a bloody speedy or whatever a bit early there, didn't I? Alright, now, with the sun setting, it is officially time to watch the cascade in speed 1, not speed 3 or 2 or anything like that. Purely speed 1. Come on! The sun's already set, the cascade's there, and there's the fireworks. Oh, that is glorious, that like. And there is the cascade It is officially everything I ever dreamed of. Oh, we're gonna get another kaboom! Oh, that is glorious right there. So if I'm clever and I'll wait for this cascade to temporarily stop for whatever reason, usually because one of these lights has went off and we need to do a quick top up of one of these reservoirs. But unless that happens, we're not going to get that blinking off, which means we're not going to get bonus bloody cascade fireworks. We're going to get a drought warning instead. However, on day 6, which means we get a full 8-day temperate season. Oh, and look at this. We have a proper brimmed up one. Remember, fireworks happening! Oh, I missed them. I missed the bloody cascade fireworks show. Oh, but it's happening again! I love that it happens multiple times once it starts cascading. I don't love the fact that we flood over the top here, though. Do we really just need to go down to 0.95? So we don't have that unnecessary flooding. Look at that. No unnecessary flooding. It's all gone and done to the cascade. There's no damp squibs in here. Oh, but look at what I see, peeps. We've got a one flow sensor that's about to reactivate. So why don't we get the big shot of the fireworks going off? Blow my neck, they've gone quite a ways, haven't they? But, yeah, nah. So I think we need to mildly readjust our one river here. Now that I'm aware of the fact that you can only get 3 blocks of water flowing through a bloody block. I mean, as much as I love the bonus waterfalls on the map that is Waterfalls, we do have to draw the line somewhere, don't we? And that's probably when it starts flooding the kohlrabies. And now my question is, if I ask the beavers to say, hypothetically, whack that in there, no, they can't reach it. But yeah, now, while we're here just doing things, let's get that one log picked up. Let's duplicate this throttling valve and get that all synchronized together. Let's go and down here, delete this one brazier, and get a staircase going all the way down. Including a fancy little tawny number at the bottom, so we can get access down to this big old, very important tunnel here. So, yeah, now, beavers, you've got yourself a bit of an emergency situation on the hands. I mean, we won't have an emergency flooding of the farmlands because we've demolished this bad lad, and have I even set it the maximum priority? No. Beavers, get that in at a maximum priority! And while you're at it, hang on, why is this not automated anymore? Sorry, what? Let me copy your settings. And then, once again, paste your settings onto these. And since we'll have 2 of these, we can get this flow rate down to 1.88. Which is slightly over 3.75 with these 2 combined. But yeah, now, beavers, can you please, thank you, get that throttling valve in? It's very important. Oh, we're not doing too bad up here, but it's probably because we had a bit of a fill up in one of these reservoirs, and we're about to go and... Oh, look at the beavers already doing there! Get amongst it, beavers! The second this is blown up, we're gonna get it replaced. Oh, it's gonna be blown up very shortly. Oh no. No! Beavers! What am I gonna have to rebuild? Oh, that looks like a lot, actually. Oh no, it's just a bit of corn. Now it's a matter. But yeah, now, beavers, get that bloody plank back. And then let's see, if I duplicate this bad lad and plop it in here. Is this now wiped of automation? It is! Look at MiGly finding bugs in series finales. So I watch yourself if you bloody duplicate one of your throttling valves in 1.0, I don't know if it's fixed in 1.1, then you're going to lose the automation of it. But for us, in the 1 version, it's not the end of the world. We were wanting to slightly adjust the automation flow rate down anywho. But yeah, now, beavers, this is a maximum priority job, and you just need to get it in rather quick because there's some mass floodage occurring. There's the fireworks! Woohoo! Oh, I love the bloody fireworks! Woohoo! And off all out of the shop. But I would also love it, beavers, if you could real casually get that bloody throttling valve in before this next drought hits, because we're gonna be in a bit of a situation if you don't. Thank you very much, Lee. Oh, we might have... No, we're fine. We're cascading. The fireworks are off. I was going to say we might have a flooding issue because these valves down here will be closed. But once the cascade starts, the big valves open. Well, now for realsies, I'm quite happy with this. Not at the moment, but we shouldn't have this flooding happening. Hey, there's the fireworks again. We shouldn't have this flooding. Oh, look at the cascade. Oh, it's because the water sources will be winding down. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, that's not the place to be. You're getting absolutely fireworked if you're there. But let's go up to speed 30 and we'll see the cascade go on and off and on and off and that. And hopefully we'll actually be able to catch the water sources. Let the gander ramping down. I wasn't chatting up me hoop peeps. Water sources officially ramp down. Which leads you to having loads of cascades and fireworks before your 17-day drought hits. Tell you what, like, this game must be taking pity on us, giving us these teeny weeny droughts. But you don't have to anymore, game. I've already cheated and upped the water source power. Oh, I forgot to pause this! It's got 1800 metal blocks in at least. When our beavers the next 17 days, I want you to restock all of these warehouses, so your lonely old cogger boxes aren't lonely anymore. But for us, we're gonna do a fancy feed until the next temperate season, so we can see how we got on filling our coffee tanks. And by the looks of things, it goes from chalky milk, like a nice milk chalky milk, to a coffee, to a dark chalky milk. Look at that bloody texture on there. It's like a scorched Mars. But other than our bubbly liquid surfaces of coffee here, how have yous got on topping up all of these warehouses, beavers? I say yous have certainly got on with it, but yous didn't fill them all. Although with 726 metal blocks and 774 treated planks, I reckon we may well have the balance sorted out. And since we've got beavers upon beavers upon beavers sitting on the roster now, I'm going to pause all of our bonus builders until we come to build the wonders. Hopefully that means we get plenty of beavers in here. How many bonus hauler jobs did we have, like? I'm pausing all of the builders. And now we finally have all but one of these buildings with beavers in them. Well, I guess we can accept that the hauling village back here is never getting unpaused. It was nice, in theory, but in reality, we needed far too many thirsty beavers for it to be feasible. Just like it's simply not feasible for this swimming pool right here to be open while we are filling the big old reservoir down here. Oh, and you know what, peeps? I don't think we've actually went in and had a proper look at the inside of the fancy cave, where we have to pay our coffee bean toll, but you can get your back scratched at any one of these back scratchers. Just make sure I didn't fall through, or you'll have to pay for a tail painting too. But it's well worth it. With your big flame of unity, your builder beavers keeping the reservoir sealed above you, and you can sit in your rooftop terrace under the cave, watch the beavers fly about in their tubeways, and occasionally a beaver farmer will come over and pick an eggplant. Look, there we go, in the wild. Oh, two of them! Shh, be very, very quiet. It's eggplant season. While we have a glorious cycle 57, we probably should go ahead and delete all of those bloody temporary staircases I completely forgot about. Get our all-important brazier replaced, and set up a secondary during the temperate season. Bit of automation. Essentially, I just want to copy these settings, paste it onto these three, since our one reservoir relay is not being used by anything down there. We can stop making it look at this bad lad, and make it look at this bad lad. And now we essentially have two opposites. So when this is on, this is off. When this is on, this is off. So our top throttling valves, instead of being only during bad tides and droughts, are only during temperate seasons. As you can see now, it's opening. which is all fine and well. There's not going to be any water flowing out of it, I tell you that for now. And I also want to change this down. This is 0.33 on the flow. Otherwise we'd have 3 coming through here. But as for actually getting the water to these throttling valves, we need to get some automation up for these throttling valves over here. And this depth sensor is going to be a bit of a ghost depth sensor. You're never going to really be able to see it. I'm even going to turn it off on its colours so it never actually lights up. So if we maximum priority our ghost depthy and then automate our throttling valve to it, so that when it's off we allow some water through, and when it's on, the water bloody stops. So currently we've got some temperate seas and water, keeping our river of the one variety tippity topped off here. And then during bad tides and droughts, the one underneath takes our. And you know what? I can get on board with that. It was always part of Davey Jr.'s plan to have the water coming down and spilling our yonder way. I was the cupcake that introduced the secondary valve down here. And if we're gonna honour Wee Davey Jr. with his own bloody junior, we've got to actually fulfill his one vision. You know what, as hectic as things may get from time to time, it is quite lovely to just take a step back and have a stroll through the natural pines here. It's lovely to see our tapper shacking away very busily nowadays. Oh, I came out of it. Well, as I was saying before, I was unceremoniously dumped to the first person mode by bloody flicking a click. It's quite nice to see our tapper shacking away near continuously. It's like the old bean picker at the coffee shop. But for real though, look at how glorious our one converted river is. The kids love a daytime swim, and they also love getting up to get a big bloody brine and tail painting, didn't yous? And then soaking it in the bloody mud baths before baking it on them. Oh, this is grand. Yeah, the kids love to bake their tail paintings in front of the campfire. And I'm waiting, hoping to see a beaver fly through the tubes and come and bestow me the gift of watching them scratch their back at the edge of the map. I tell you what, these back scratchers do look canny up the edge of the map. That moonlight makes the scratchers look so floofy. Wakey wakey beavers, we're flooding the one old big reservoir, so ye need to get yourselves around to the big old converted river reservoir. Keep forgetting the names of these things. The one long reservoir, so you can get into the proper rest and recovery suites, which are probably already there because I'm taking wrong turns and getting caught up in the breeze as I'm a crispy bloody cupcake, and that was not part of the plan. I wanted to beat yous out here so I could watch yous come through and park your asses or your wrists in the recovery beds forevermore. Tell you what, like, I am genuinely canny bloody happy with one version. Like, the long reservoir is something else, to say the very least. But we should also pay tribute to the big old badwater aqueduct. Look at that bad lad right there. Currently empty, but saves our population every time there's a bad tide. Or at least it has every time thus far. Some changes were made in the last episode, which make me a tad scared. However, if we just keep getting bloody droughts, then I don't see there being any problem at all. I will say, like, I'm pretty bloody happy with our memorial area here that we set up a couple episodes ago. The beavers seem to be using it. Are the beavers able to use the swimming pool just yet? Not quite. Well, look, the swimming pool is safe. The banners have done their job. No beavers have been swept down. But do we have any beavers coming up the tube way to have a bit of a back of the map memorial exercise? Or do you just simply want to part your arse and look at the cupcake propaganda? Well, I guess I'll just sit here all night long with me and all of me cupcake pals. primarily so I can say, oh boy, beavers, get your horses out of bed, down the stairs or up the stairs into the tubeway, and get yourself ready for what has to be a bad tide. I knew it! This is why you don't talk about the bad tide, because then it remembers about you and shows up. Which, to be fair, looking at these warehouses, could be canny timing. 2.7 days. We've got the cascade, and look at it gone! We've got the bloody fireworks. And it's a proper cascade. We should have loads of fireworks going off, even more. I did like this angle, so whenever it goes off, the fireworks just explode right into your face. We'll go a bit low there, so let's go up a bit further, and we should get another blasting. But we need to be one further zoomed in, or do I got two further zoomed in for maximum firework blasting effect? Right now, we should be at the point. No, we're a bit too high. All right, well, now we're getting there. We are properly zeroing this in now. The next time we have a bit of a cascade firework, which is now, it's gonna blast us straight in the noggin. Now we do need to be like two further forward and then a little bit down. And now, when the fireworks, we should have a bloody firework in itself straight towards our very noggin, and I was too far down. Alright, one final readjustment. Oh, it comes with a knee, and I was too high, you wet! This is getting wild here, peeps. I hope yous find this mildly entertaining, because I'm finding it rather entertaining. Right, we need to just actually cheat now. I'm cheating. Alright, I've officially cheated and lined it up. So this time, whenever the cascades decide it wants to stop cascading, and then cascade again, we should have a firework conking us in the noggin. Right, let's go. Let's get the cascade back. Oh, too much. Right, here we go. Boom. Right in the right eye. And then if I shift it over, just... Oh, there it is. It's going to hit the right and the left eye. Now we're all blind. Blinded by the glory that is the flooding fireworks. Yeah, now surely this is just temporarily while these two open, and then it's a proper now-to-matter jobby. Well, yeah, it's a proper now-to-matter jobby. We just have fireworks cascading from the cascade all the bloody time. Oh, this is absolutely glorious to witness in Speed 4. Oh, look at it all gone. The cascade guns, it stops, it guns, it stops. But every time we get some glorious fireworks, which certainly makes it all bloody worth it. Now I'm doing here with the fireworks, hoping to catch them gone bloody boom. Oh, here we go. It's waving. They're about to gun. Oh, it's kind of cool seeing it from here as well. But, you know, enough celebrating. We've got some serious bloody watching to be doing. Let's get up on top of our big old floodgates here. We'll be able to see that contamination sensor turn red the second this bad water starts seeping out of our water sources. However, you can see it guns down because it's gone all the way through that lovely bad water aqueduct. But it always comes back up. But will it go back down after it's bit borp? That is the question that I have. Oh no, beavers! The bloody swimming pool! Swim! Yeah. If you remember, when I switched the water sources from 0.5 to 0.75, I realised something and got a tad worried. This was it. We're putting more bad water through, and we were already barely keeping up with the amount of bad water flowing through. So how bad does it get? It looks like we're equalising though. Like we've got half a bloody block in the bad water aqueduct here. Did it just go up? No. Yeah, we got half a block in the bad water aqueduct. And if I say did it go up, the answer this time would be bloody yes, it did. However, it has settled down here, so we do get a big burp still, but this is what we should have for the rest of the bad tide. This is our bad water system settled. Oh, and our bloody precious protected thorns are protecting us from this dodgy bad water. You know what? I don't actually think any of it's going at the back of the map here, is it? Let's have ourselves a bit of a scoot hour. Nah. It's all going through the bad water aqueduct. So we have the same problem, it's just slightly exacerbated. We get a bit of a burp when the bad tide begins. But after that, the bad water aqueduct absolutely sorts it out. Well, I will say it's the first time I've seen the long reservoir brimmed up over here. I do enjoy the good water next to the bad water. But with our metal and treated plank warehouses getting up there, it's time to unpause all of our builders' huts. Press the letter M so we can get ahead and unpause all 4 of our Earth repopulators. Get the hood off. Press number 4 and embark in a mad old wonder building speedy up bits. Now, when I first thought of this speedy up bit here, I was genuinely just going to play Bohemian Rhapsody and be like, enjoy. Which personally I think would be a fantastic way to do this speedy up bit. However, I've got to appreciate and understand that there's some people out there, I know, right, I know it's difficult to hear this, don't like Queen. So me being a cupcake of the people, as all of the propaganda clearly shows, we're just going to have to settle for a good old-fashioned waffle on, aren't we? Which, to be fair, does give me the perfect opportunity to talk about this bloody season. First of all, this season is a 1 beaver start challenge. We only had Davey Jr to begin with. The fact that we survived that and then have made this wonderful map here, highly biased of course, is just fantabulous. I had the idea to keep the blueberries all natural and surviving throughout the entire map on episode 1. And initially I thought it was quite a lofty goal, but we've managed to do it. Not only that, but look at the bloody natural piney spruce forest, man. It's glorious. And yeah, we've had our ups and downs, like any MiGly Timberborn season does. But I reckon Davey Jr would be proud of us here. We've memorialised those few beavers that have unfortunately been blowing sky high with our terraforming antics. And I love the fact that you get to see the beavers banging in these Earth repopulators one by one, as well as the rest of the settlement, just living their lives from tube to tube behind them. But we have officially kicked Badwater's arse on this map. With the big old Badwater flyover, I adore our Badwater system on this map. Not only is it powering everything, like genuinely absolutely everything we needed to power, we're also not having any issues with it, apart from, you know, the mild barrage that we've witnessed earlier on. Or in other words, our Badwater flyover is grafting as intended. And I'm so happy that the cascade finally's cascading now. We got a couple of cascades earlier on, but once we started reservoiring it up, it was nigh on impossible to get the cascade to bloody cascade. And I reckon those blue comet fireworks and the braziers underneath work bloody beautifully in tandem with each other. You've got some lovely fire to look at while the cascades dry, and then once the fire's gone out, the fireworks let you know that you can look at the wondrous cascade and watch the water cascading doing it bloody perfectly. Well, I will say, looking at this speedy up bit, our beavers are doing alright. They've already got the 1 Earth repopulator in, although they hopefully have more than one in by the time this bit of the speedy up bit rolls round. Particularly because I'm about to get EFK for a bit and let the beavers bang away by themselves. So fingers crossed, all the preparations over the past 50 odd cycles have led us to a stable 1 district. And this is the first time we've dabbled with automation, I'm quite happy with how we've came along this season. Our first automation was ridiculously complicated, got the job done, but just outrageously complicated. But once we got our big old reservoir, our long reservoir cascade situation situated, we've got a nice streamlined automation. Which, providing we've got beavers when we exit the speedy up, it means it's working absolutely flawlessly. But other than that, I've thoroughly enjoyed taking this Waterfalls map here from one Davey Jr. to all the beavers. But on top of all of that, I've quite enjoyed this little one version season. The starting with no mods and only having minimal mods. We've only got 5 mods enabled, and that's including all of the behind the scenes ones just to make it all work. But don't worry, we will be getting straight back into the mods on our next couple of seasons. And before I end up forgetting, I want to say cheers to everyone who's enjoyed this season along with us. It makes a massive difference when you've got a bloody group of legends enjoying the season with you. And hopefully we can make the next couple of seasons just as enjoyable, or ideally, even bloody more so. And I know there's been a few of yous that have already got the reference for the season title, good old 1 version, which of course is referencing the fact that the game is in version 1. What else would it be? It wouldn't be anything like One Vision from Queen now, would it? Chicken feet, babes! And there they're in. We even have some handy dandy warehousing here which we can get rid of, because in its place we need a flame of unity. 1 for each of our all 3 populators here. You can see the beavers under... they're not even getting up. They're staying underneath, they're picking up the rubble, and they're banging in the last 300 planks and 100 metal parts. Now while our beavers are busy building that, I'm going to set up our lovely firework launchers, which are going to be launched by a good old-fashioned lever. Let's get that plop down so a beaver can go and smoosh and set off all of these fireworks here. Well, let me get these paths connected here, and then I'll be able to give you a wee tour of the Earth Repopulator Zone. So not only do you get the 4 Earth Repopulators to make sure we repopulate the entire Earth, and ideally beyond, but there is that atmosphere thing, bit of a sticking point. We'll burst through it at some point, and I'm sure there's nothing that'll harm us on the other side. But anywho, we of course have got our fancy tubeway station. We've got the lovely benches outside of the Earth Repopulators. We've got our ground level rooftop terrace, so you can sit and watch the beavers fire off. As well as, if you choose to sit on a campfire, watch the beavers fire off, you bloomin' well can. But before you do that, you must make sure you get yourself a Brian Maytail, a Roger Taylor, a Freddie Mercury tail, or last but not least, a 1 dump 1 tit 2 tit John Deacon tail. You could also get your back scratched, but the tail painting is required before you get to witness the fireworks and the Earth Repopulators do their thing. Now, it would seem I went ahead and forgot a bloomin' back scratcher. That's nae good. Get that backy scratchy laddie in there. But other than back scratchers and flames of unity, we need to restore our industrial estate. Temporary bonus planker be gone. Temporary bonus wood workshop be gone. Temporary bonus wood workshop number 2 and 3 be gone. I already replaced the temporary bonus coggers with some plankers. Let's get our second corn ration laddie back up and running. Give the beavers easier access back up here. Get our all-important second eggplant rationer up and running. And then last but not least, we're getting with 2 explosives factories back up and running. One of our explosives factory is going to be, of course, making explosives, while the t'other is going to be keeping our fireworks all stocked up. Now, all 4 of these need an automation. Our Iggy Planty ration should be our 1 Iggy rat counter. We can for the corn rations. We'll have 1 bloody corny rat counter. There we can. Same guns for the explosives. We should have a 1 ooh counter, which is right there. And then we should have a 1 kaboom counter going along. And now, everything is blooming automated. Now we'll say a 1 reservoir is coming down. It is canny because you get to see all the pretty little colours on our counters. And since we officially do not need basically any of these building huts anymore. Oh, actually, can I say officially just yet? Have we rebuilt all of this? Oh, we blooming have, and the automations have paused what needs to be automated. Well then, let me carry on with getting all of these doing the minimum priority. We don't need any bonus builders. Let's up the priority of these haulers. And then we will have the most efficient beaver colony going that's fully interested in having oodles and oodles of science for no reason. As well as being the fittest beavers around. Get up there, builder beaver. Show them how it's done. It is nice to see the beavers having themselves a bit of an exercise. Oh, well, see. Well, look at those Earth repopulators over there. Each with its own flame of unity. We even have ourselves a beaver hauler sitting ready to watch the bloody launch. And you know what? I reckon if we press the number 8, we might be around about ready to fire off these bloody Earth repopulators. Let's scan through the map. Everyone's happy, everyone's unpaused. I did replace that 1 bit of dirt, and apparently these beavers haven't got round to bloody replanting it yet. Well, in that case, I'll do it for you. The cupcake provides, but only in the finale. Oh, I would say that if we had enough materials to launch, beavers, you need to get your horses in here and make sure these are full as a gun, like. Now, we most certainly have the blueberries available to do that with. So, haulers, get your horses hour to filling these bad lads up. As well as, I imagine, the 8 beavers that are actually bloody grafting there. Well, no one warned us we needed 500 treated planks per bloody repopulator. I've only got 58 in. And I've removed all of the bonus plank treaters. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to replace these 2 explosives factories with wood workshops again. And I'm also thinking we could probably do with a couple of warehouses down here once again. I honestly cannot believe I forgot that these bloody Earth repopulators or wonders in general actually need resources before you click launch. Well, I suppose that does give me an opportunity to automate all of our firework launchers to our 1 lever here. But I reckon 1 fancy firework jump cut will sort out all 3 populator treater planks issue in no time. I kind of feel like if you zoom out like this, that's as fast as the game's going to get because it's not like visually rendering things. But anywho, I took that opportunity to do the end of the outro for the finale. That's going to take quite a bit of editing. Editor MiGly, be good. Oh, we've got them all! We've got them all ready! We've got them all ready! Well, in that case, let's press the number 8. So we get a brand new temperate season. We want to have the waterfalls falling when we end the bloody season, didn't we? But before we do any of that, we need to return our all-important explosives factories back to production. And that's got nothing to do with the fact that we're completely out of fireworks. Most likely it happened during the big old speedy up bit. You probably noticed at one point, the fireworks just stopped bloody blasting off. But that does also give me the time to remove this bonus tapper shack that I had to get up and running to keep up with our treated plank supplies. Politely request the beavers plop that double shower back in there. But not until you have got these explosives, aka, ooh, firework factories up and running. Oh, the fireworks are starting to get restocked. Hey, let's go. Oh, that is grand. I was looking over there. We were up to 20 fireworks at one point. Of course, we're back down to 10 for now. But we need to make sure that we've got fireworks in here. Very important. Which, with none of them being prioritised by haulers, of course, isn't the case. Therefore, I reckon it's time for a fancy fade until we've got a fair amount of fireworks stocked up. And then we shall wait patiently for the cascade to, well, cascade? Oh, a cascade? You what, bloody? Oh, there we gone, the double cascade. And now that it's settling, well, I say it's settling, we got one more big boom on the cascade. Let us double check. Yes, we've got fireworks in here. Therefore, it is now officially time to go to speed 1. Click launch on this bad lad. Incur some lag, incur an achievement so long, and thanks for all the coffee. I was not expecting a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference at the end of the Iron Teeth, like. But here we go. We need to launch yet another Earth repopulator, and then another one, and last but not least, our 4th repopulator. And I am one overachievers, I'd say. Look at all of it. Look at all of our bloody Iron Teeth blasting off. As, you know what, we should have a bloody day off, shouldn't we? Beavers, quickly enjoy the spectacle with a day off. Oh, I love the fact we've got the fireworks going on. You know what I should be doing now? We've got the one lever that we need to pull, man. Then we can get some fat fireworks knocking about. Why has it only sent 2 of them off? Well, peeps, to make up for it, I've set the fireworks to continuous fire. We don't have any map fog. We can see our beavers bloody flying out there. And there's only really one thing left to do at this point, which is reminisce about the fact that all of this started with 1! And completely forget that you get a big congratulations screen. I don't know how I forgot, because we're gonna have to face the fact that we exploded 3 beavers over here, and that is not grand. Our 8,000 tails painted though. I guess that's what happens when you've got some super stylish tails on the bloody painters, you know. 0 bots and 2,252 TNTs kaboom. But you know, I kind of like had a big outro plan, so if you wouldn't mind just, you know, having all of the inventory filled this time. But anywho, now I just need to wait for this to become launchable, and then I shall be able to click this one, get that to launch off into bloody space. Last but not least, launch this bad lad, and then we can truly enjoy one version in its full bloody glory. And the thing all started with 1 Dave, 1 cave, 1 true reservoir, 1 kit, 1 hut, 1 real version. Give us 1 light, yeah. Give us 1 soul. Hey, just give us 1 trim, 1 man, 1 frog, 1 knife, 1 clap. Hey, hey, just gimme fried chicken. Doodles, 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 doodles. MiGly works in mysterious ways.